start up Excel. So navigate to the bottom left for the start menu. We'll left click on that. And the common applications, you should see Excel 2016. Does everyone see that? Great. So we'll click on that and we'll start it up. So as you can see from just right here, Excel actually comes in a lot of different templates that are pre-made that Microsoft has already made for you to use. So you don't have to, a lot of setup is removed. But for today's workshop, since we're just going over the basics, choose a blank workbook at the top left right here. That's defaultly on. So we'll double click on blank workbook. All right, so this is what Microsoft Excel looks like. You can see the spreadsheet here and all these features up here. We're gonna go over all these features. So as you can see where file, home, insert, and page layout is, that whole row, these are called tabs. So within all these tabs, there's ribbons inside of them. Each ribbon has different features or buttons that you can use within Excel. For example, the home one might look familiar to you if you ever use Word or PowerPoint. It has things like the font, font sizes, things like that. So if we move up here to the very top left, you'll see what looks like the save button, which is the save button, the undo, and then the button that moves it forward. And so these are commonly used features that people tend to use in Excel. What's special about the quick access toolbar is that it's customizable. So any features that you've seen that you can see in the ribbon here, you can see it as I click through the tabs, the ribbon changes. You can actually put in the quick access toolbar for you to use, for you to access more quickly. And so I'll show you how to do that. So let's first click on this little downward arrow right here. And you can see some of the more commonly used options here. So like email, printing, spell check, things like that. We're gonna go to more commands. And as you can see here, we have choose commands from. And choose commands from has a drop-down menu with assorted lists from all the different tabs that are in Excel. So let's say you want a specific feature from the Home tab. You can click on the Home tab, and everything that's in the Home tab will be accessible for you to put on the Quick Access toolbar. So let's actually do that. Let's actually put one on the Quick Access toolbar. Something relatively easy. All right, here is the cut button. Does everyone understand what like cutting and pasting is? Great. So in order to move the cut button to our quick access toolbar, we simply just click on it. So it's highlighted in blue. And then we'll click add. And so by clicking add, you see how it moves to the table on the right. So the table on the right will show whatever is on the quick access toolbar. And these arrows on the right here allow you to move that button wherever you'd like on the toolbar. So you can move it up or you can move it down wherever you like. Now, if you don't like that particular button or you want to make space or you don't want it anymore, simply click on the button you wouldn't want and then click remove. And then when you're done, you can click OK and save your changes. So we'll click OK for this. All right, so let's move to the top right of the Excel. Excel has a lot of different views. So specifically views showing the ribbon or not. You can choose the auto hide ribbon. So this button right here. And as you can see, it hides the entirety of the ribbon. So some of you might be thinking, why would I want to do this? I can't access any of my buttons or my tools. Well, for some people, if you know most of the shortcuts you want to use, you'll want this hidden so then you have more room to work with on the spreadsheet. And it'll get more clear later as we go on. To bring that back, you would just hover your mouse at the top, at the very top. You see the ellipses, and it'll come back down. There's also like in-between views. So we have views where it just shows the tab only without the ribbon. And if we want the ribbon to appear again, we would click on, let's just say home, and the ribbon will come back. Or if we want everything back to normal and was defaultly the view, we'll click on show tabs and commands. And then the common minimize, maximize, and close buttons. So let's talk about the rows and columns, the most important part and what we're going to be seeing the most today. As you can see, the top are the columns, and all the columns is in alphabetical order. And just to show you, if I keep going past, let's say Z, it actually doubles up on letters. So there's a very large amount of columns you can have. Same thing with rows. Rows are numerical as opposed to sized, and you can keep scrolling down to numerous amounts of rows. So this is called book one because this is our first workbook. And in a workbook, like in a real book, you can have multiple pages. So in this, we can have multiple sheets. So at the bottom right here, you can see this is sheet one. If you click this plus symbol next to it, you'll see that it makes a second sheet. And you can switch between the two by clicking on each tab for it. Below that is the status bar where it says ready. This status bar currently isn't showing much right now, but later on you'll see with some of the features we use, you can have data show up there for you to quickly analyze. Also on the status bar towards the right are the different views of the spreadsheet. So right now we're in a normal view where it shows us every cell and every row and every column. There's also page layout. Let's click on that. And so you can see for page layout, it's laid out as if you were going to print it out on a sheet of paper. You can add headers or add your information and make it more neat in order to print out and display. The next one is the page break view. The page break view is a little bit more obscure. When you have data inputted into the spreadsheet, it'll only show the data in it as opposed to page layout view where it'll show the whole page. This is just data. Let's just go back to the normal view because that's what we're going to be working on in most.